Just Us Books started in 1988 formally, but before that, a couple of years before, Cheryl had created uh, a group of kids who contorted and used their bodies to make the shapes of the letters of the alphabet. And she did posters. We actually used those characters on T-shirts. So we were actually printing T-shirts and posters before we started the book publishing endeavor. And we first published the Afrobest ABC book, which featured those characters. Now Cheryl had created a bunch of characters. So I suggested, let's narrow those characters down to 6 and let's give them names and personalities. And so they became the Afrobest Kids. And so the Afrobest Kids were featured in the first book that we did, the Afrobest ABC book. And we published that book, what it was in
1987.
87, before Just Us Books was formally started. And Paul, we printed 5,000 copies of that book. And within a few months, it had sold.
The third or the first picture book that we published was Bright Eyes, Brown Skin. And here again, we would like to shout out that book with our sister friend Burnett Ford, who was the co-author on the book, who was an editor, one of the first editors of children's books in major publishing companies, for Scholastic, for Putnam, for Grosset and Dunlap, for Golden Book.
I am, above all, a writer. And Cheryl is designer, artistically inclined. She doesn't want to call herself an artist, but I call her an artist. As you mentioned, her quilts. She also, Paul, has paintings that she's done that I've forced her to mount in the house. She doesn't want to claim. We got to work on that, Paul. We got to work on that.
Okay,
she got to claim that. But so we are creatives too, because a lot of times you find publishers who really are more business oriented, who are more organizational oriented in terms of making things happen. But we really started out as self-publishers, right? And then we became a publishing company publishing other writers.